Yeah, I hope I'm audible. Sorry, let me. I'm
Yeah,
not
I can
audible.
hear you.
Oh, okay. Let me try and close on Telegram. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much, guys, for joining this class. Today's class is not going to take long. It's just it's part of the series of what you've been doing for meme coins. And we had for those who have not been following up, we had a meme-thon where participants came in a hacker house, and we actually did some meme coins. I'm sure some of you guys, some of the participants I can see here, like Oswar, and some people are inside the call. Yeah, they already came up with their meme coins already. So today's session is more of just following up. Yeah, but let me just give a brief overview in case maybe you are not here. I just try to give a brief overview in every class so that maybe if you're new, at least you have a brief idea of what you are doing. So we were basically talking about tokens for the past 2 months. We checked out ICP token and how it's used as a utility token and also a governance token. Yeah, and at the same time, it's also used as a token for developers to actually build their dApps online, of course, through cycles. Yeah. If you're talking governance, of course, that comes into the NNS dApp, where you get to stake, and when you get to stake, once you stake, you'll have to vote and on certain proposals. Of course, you can also follow some companies such as Definity, SP Hub Network. There's a whole tutorial for NNS on how to stake and how to get your ICP tokens to be converted to neurons. Yeah, so basically ICP token implements an ICRC1 standard type of token. We talked about steps on how to create a meme coin. All of these steps, most of the people have already done it. Choose the name or the logo, create a website, write a smart contract, deploy, and of course liquidity, and then promote your meme coin. We talked about features and functionalities of a meme coin. And then we talked about different types of tokens. So for our particular meme-thon, we were encouraged to actually do an ICRC2 type of token. But in our token series, it doesn't mean that we can't tackle this other type of tokens, such as today we're going to tackle the number 4 that is in this list. That's the IP20 type of token. Yeah, of course, we defined what an ICRC1 token is. For you to build an ICRC2 token, you need to first understand an ICRC1, because an ICRC2 token, it just has uh, two functions that have been added. They are approve and transfer function on the ICRC1. So that makes it unique, so that it can at least implement an ERC20 type of token, like the normal token on Ethereum chain, the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, defined what this is. We also defined ICRC7, which is an NFT. When we are talking about NFTs, if you have NFT sessions, we're going to be coming back to this ICRC7. And yeah, so today's topic is about this DIP20. It's also known as a Definity Internet Computer Token Standard, which is a proposed standard for creating and managing fungible tokens on Internet Computer. The acronym DIP stands for Definity Improvement Proposal, and the DIP20 standard is part of the DIP group of standards created by the Definity Foundation. Yeah, so it's similar to the ERC20 token standard on Ethereum. It also defines a set of common interfaces and behaviors for fungible tokens on ICP. Fungible tokens are interchangeable and identical, meaning that each token is equal in value to every other token at the same time. it's more like all the tokens that currently exist. If it's a token that is probably deployed on let's say Solana, on Ethereum, most of them are usually ERC20 type of tokens. So the Dfinity team basically came up with their own token standard, which we just call it Dfinity JP20, Dfinity Improvement Proposal 20 token standard, which is just the same as ERC20 type of token standard. So it's also the same as the one that we've been doing, ICRC1 and ICRC2. They are just equally the same. The only difference is this one was done by, as you can see, ICRC1 was done by the Internet Computer team, and the IP20 was done by the Dfinity team. I'm looking for it. Yeah. ICRC1, as you can see, ICRC1 means Internet Computer Request for Comments. Yeah, and the IP20 is the acronym that you just named below. So this one is from the Internet Computer team, that is just from the Dfinity team, and yeah, that's all. So we just decided to go a bit more deeper in it. The languages that we've been using is Motoko, TypeScript, and Rust. Most people have used Motoko and Rust, or even us who focused mainly on Motoko and Rust during this series. Yeah, we defined all this, what a ledger is. So I'm just gonna allow me to pop off from here because today we're doing the AP20. So yes, so just to continue, I want to show you guys the guidebook for this particular meme-thon, yeah. So that it is in case you didn't see it, in case you've been following up, our meme-thon is going on. Our deadline for meme-thon is June 15th, so it's still ongoing. So even as we're doing this session, this is more of a booster, you know. For you never know, maybe in future you'll prefer to use the IP20 token standard instead of an ICRC1 or ICRC2 token standard, however you want. But yeah, the meme-thon is up to June 15th. We shared where you're going. You're going to be where you're going to be submitting your particular projects in block, and yeah, of course the purpose of the meme-thon and why we're doing memes. So on the ICP ecosystem, we're bullish on memes at the moment, so that's why we wanted you guys to do all this. Of course, some things that you'll have to do, maybe just a reminder, is you're deploying your tokens on mainnet, so that means your tokens are real time. That means anyone can be able to trade with them real time. You have to integrate them with wallets. You have to build a website for it. Of course, have a GitHub. Yeah, this is what I wanted you to see. So you have to deploy an ICRC2 token on ICP mainnet. That was the requirement from the block team. Yeah, of course, there's goals and what you're gonna be winning for that particular hackathon. So I just keep this. That's just a requirement. I wanted you guys to see something. So the AP20 is very common on ICP. Yeah, the reason it's very common. Let me see if ICP Dex is on. ICPX, but I saw it had an error when it was loading. Yeah, it has an error. But I'll just open my plug wallet over here. So assuming we have a particular token standard, don't mind the small amount that you're just seeing here. Stubs. Yeah, so assuming you want to list your token, so assuming you've already deployed your particular token, that means can be an ICRC20, can be a DAP20, ICRC2 I mean, and DAP20, assuming you want to deploy them. Then when you come to any particular wallet that you're using on ICP, once, like here for example, when I'm using Plug, they actually updated it. when I'm using plug and maybe I've already deployed my particular token, when I come here, it will request for me to put the canister ID. So once you deploy your particular token on mainnet, of course, it will always give you it will always show you something like this. Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can open this canister ID. Yeah, you'll always see something like this. So this is a token that has been deployed on the mainnet currently. This is an ICRC2 type of token. As you can see, it has the ICRC1 features and stuffs, and then you have this canister ID. So if I want to list this particular token in any of the wallets that I'm using on ICP, be it plug, NFID, name them, or maybe you can even build your own type of token. But if you want to add it over here, if I click this, when I input my canister ID and then I select a standard, it's gonna ask me which type of token standard is this. Is this an ICRC2 token standard? Is it ICRC1? Is it DIP20 or DRC20? We're also gonna talk about DRC20 in future. This guy is actually, this is from the Lighthouse team. They came up with it, I think, like months ago. So it's a new type of token standards. It still implements the same as all of this. These are all ERC20 token standards. So the good thing about building on ICP is, you can choose which type of token standard you want. You don't need to use the main common one. I'm sure with time we're still gonna have others coming in, but when you're coming up with the token standard, it always has to be approved by the whole ICP community. Always make a proposal on forum, and then people will get to vote about it. So you can see here there's a DIP20 type of token standard. So if my token standard here, this one that I'm showing you here, the canister ID, it's an ICRC2 token standard. But if it was a DIP20 token standard, I would list it here as a DIP20 type of token standard, put the canister ID, and then I add it, and that particular token will appear over here. It will be listed over here. Yeah, it will actually be listed over here. Let me see if yeah, like for example, let me try and add this ICRC2 type of token standard and see. Yeah, as you can see, I added this custom token standard. It's over here, and here it is. Yeah, so most wallets will actually show you the type of token standard you'll add. So the IP20 is actually important. That's why we can't rule it out. I wanted us to deploy also a token on ICPEX, DIP20, but ICPEX at the moment is down. I think the team has said they're working on it right now, but it's down if you're trying to use it. So so mainly that's actually what you should know about the IP20 type of token standard. So allow me to just open a particular repository that you're gonna be using. Yeah, and let's follow through it. Or I think better yet, it's better if I open it on GitHub. Here, I need this spec. Yeah, so this is actually the team that came up with the IP20 token standard. In case you need to follow up on this, I'll just post the link over here in the chats. Maybe you'll check it out on your own time. Yeah. So I've been trying to go through each type of token standards and see which is the best out of all of them. Most of them seem the same because they have the same type of data, So the IP20 token standard is just a fungible token for the Definity Internet Computer. A token standard, of course, is basically a standard token interface is a basic building block for many applications on ICP. such as wallets and dexes, and yeah, that's why it was actually proposed. So the most important things I wanted us to check here is this particular token standard has the same features as what we were doing in the ICRC1 and ICRC2. For example, there's always a token metadata over here. So when you check when you check these particular methods in our meme coin, when you check this particular method in our meme coin, you will see that the first thing that comes in when there's a token, there's always an account, and then now there's the token metadata. So this is where now the name comes in, the symbol, the decimals, such things. Yeah, so it's still the same for the IP20 type of token standard, whereby I'm assuming this is a Motoko type of code. So you can see here, you can select a logo. You can, like, for example, if this is your particular code, if you're inputting a logo, you can always put maybe a unique. You can put maybe a URL of where your logo will be located, the token name, the symbol, decimals, total supply of the token. Most meme tokens, they always go as far as billions, trillions, millions. Depends with you now how you defined your tokenomics. Yeah, because the economics behind your token will matter, especially in terms of the supply. Yeah, and then of course the owner. Owner is always the developer, that's the principal. But you can always select a different owner of a token. You can create a token whereby you're not the sole owner of that particular token. Maybe you can define it. You can give roles of who owns that particular token. That's the good thing about the blockchain. And then, of course, set the gas fees. Most tokens that we've done, like ICRC1 and ICRC2, we've selected at least the gas fees to be as low as 0.0001, same as ICP token. So most leverage that, but it also depends with you. There's also a transaction receipt. This is where now you get the whole interface of the balance, maybe based on your token supply, how many, if you have insufficient balance, if that particular account has an insufficient balance. Now here we are defining accounts. What's the balance of that particular account? If you're sending from account A, which is Alice, to account B, which is Bob, how many do they have? How many is Bob sending to Alice? How many is Alice sending to Bob? And the rest, everything dealing with transactions is the same as, for example, how you use mobile money. When you send money, there's always a message where it gives you the whole transactional details, to who you sent to, and the rest and the stuff. Yeah. There's also a transactional record history. This is where now the minting is now creating of the tokens comes in. The burning features come in. These two functions, the approve and transfer from methods that are always really important, like on the ICRC2. That's why I think they were put in the DIP 20, because when you check, ICRC1 had to come up so that ICRC2 comes up. So for the defense team, I think they just decided, let's just have a token standard as DIP 20, and it won't have like a DIP 21, 22 from it, because it actually has this particular two features that weren't included in the ICRC1 token standard. Of course, we have basic interface features such as the update and query method calls. I'll just skip this from now, but Maybe just let me read through the update. The update calls described might choose to charge a gas fee amount of the tokens to prevent the DDoS attack. This is necessary because of the reverse gas fee model. All update functions are allowed to trap instead of returning an error and stuff. But anyway, these are actually the particular methods. They're the same methods like these ones, the one we were doing here for the ICS1, ICS2, just the same one. Like you can see here, there's a transfer, which transfers the amount of tokens to a user and returns a transactional receipt, which contains the transactional index of an error message. You have the transfer from, just transfers the amount of value tokens from a user to another user. We have the approve, which allows a spender to withdraw tokens from your account up to the value amount. And then you have the query calls, the update and the query calls, the most common methods that are always on ICP blockchain. Now, the query calls are the ones now that includes the token metadata mostly, like the logo one. This particular function returns the logo of the token, maybe if it's a URL or maybe if it's a logo you put locally on your machine. We have the name, basically returns the name of the token. We have a symbol. This basically returns the symbol of the token. We have decimals. We have total supply, which basically decimals returns the decimals of the token. Total supply returns the total supply of the token. Balance of returns the balance of the user. Allowance returns the amount which the spender is still allowed to withdraw from the owner. And then get token metadata. This basically returns the metadata of the token. Yeah, there's always optional interfaces over here. These are just basically different functions, but they are really important functions. These following update calls should be authorized only by the owner of the token. So these are functions that now you as the dev can actually call, like the minting feature and the banning feature. Yeah. So minting is basically creation of the tokens. But if you're creating tokens, you need to find a way where you're gonna ban them. You can't just create things without reducing the supply. Yeah. So the minting, this particular function is just to mint the number of tokens to the user. Because when you're talking tokens, we are literally creating. It's like you're creating money from the blockchain. You're creating money from the air. So you always need a minting feature. We don't have a reserve whereby these particular tokens that you've created are actually there. These tokens, using this mint feature, these tokens are actually now created using this particular mint feature. So I think that's a very important aspect you should know. This applies also in all blockchains, not only on ICP. When you're dealing with tokens, this particular token, even Bitcoin, that's why they always say we are mining Bitcoins. That's why there's like 21 million Bitcoins, and they have to be minted. We are literally using our resources to create them, because it's like a currency that is created out of, like I said, of thin air, or like it's just created out of the blockchain. Yeah, we don't have a particular reserve whereby anyone can go and access them like a bank. Yeah, and then so we always need to have a minting feature. Always comes with the banning feature. So if you put the mint function, you should also always include the banning feature. So banning feature basically ban value. This one decreases the token supply of and only the owner or the user can be able to perform this particular operation. So like, for example, let me just speak from Bitcoin. So like Satoshi Nakamoto, the way he actually created Bitcoin, that there'll only be 21 million Bitcoins. By him actually doing this, he is the, okay, I don't like to say he, because I always believe it's a team let's just say he or she, whoever they are the sole owner of that particular, but it doesn't mean that they get to actually control Bitcoin as it is. They can actually, maybe uh, most likely they own most of the Bitcoins that exist worldwide, but they can't actually control how it goes, yeah. So how they actually inputted that Bitcoin code, Bitcoin as a token in itself, only them as owners selected that, when you're doing a Bitcoin transaction, if I'm sending you one Bitcoin, if I'm sending you one Bitcoin, there has to be some transactional fee. So this particular gas fees, once these gas fees come about, like for example, the gas fees that I pay by sending you one Bitcoin, those gas fees, they get banned. So that means they actually get to don't exist on the blockchain completely. So that actually means that's actually what it means by banning feature. You're decreasing the amount of supply. If you're coming to Ethereum, Ethereum now came up with the whole proof of stake concept. And yeah, Ethereum is also trying to is actually also doing that by using the proof of stake, whereby tokens also have to be banned. Before it was like those particular, the gas fees can be stored somewhere, but then it didn't actually make sense. Yeah, we have a set name function, which is basically you can change the name of a token. Of course, you have a set logo function. You can change the logo of the particular token. Set fee, of course, this comes to the update calls of approve, transfer, and transfer from. Uh, this basically deals with the fee. And then you can set owner, you can set the owner of the token. That's why I said you as a developer, you have a right to select how this can go. So if you actually sit down and do your whole economics feature, you never know. When you're coming up with your own currency, you don't just see it on a developer perspective. You should always also see it on the very many broad perspective, like economics and all. How you want people to use that particular token. That's why I always like Satoshi, because he only said there's only gonna be 21 million Bitcoin. So for all the other meme coins that exist, most people put them like they give them like trillion features and the rest. Yeah. We also have some different functions such as history size. Basically, this function returns the history size just as it has been written here. Get transaction returns the transaction details identified with the index. There's also this get user transactions, just basically the same one and the same thing. So basically that's actually what I wanted you guys to do. So we are actually creating our token with we just want to see how this PIP token looks like. So since we're using Rust, the particular tutorial that I shared with you guys has Motoko and Rust, so we just have to create our own Rust. So I'll just do JFX new and call it JP20. Yeah, I'll select Rust. Then I'll select. I'm assuming that you've done the just put React, but I'm assuming that you've done the installations. For me, I am using. Let me see my DFX version. Yeah, I'm using the latest one, DFX 0.20. I actually upgraded it yesterday. Yeah, I was using DFX 0.17. Any of them from 0.16 and above, it's okay. Of course, you'll have my node. I'm using node 18. Yeah, 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 and also you need to have Rust installed. So I'm using Rust version 1.76. Yeah, but any is okay. So I'm just basically here creating a default Rust project, and then I'm gonna input just some data for it. We just want to see how this particular JP20 token looks like, and yeah, it will just look like the same as the ICRC one that we deployed. Yeah. Yeah, so let me just give it a few minutes. In the meantime, let me check this. Oh, this is my IC swap. So once you guys have actually as this is going on, I just want to talk something about IC swap. So ICP swap is like the main. There's also Sonic. There's also Sonic for ICP. Yeah, there's also Sonic Hub for ICP. Basically, does the same. There's ICPX also, but it's down right now, so I'm sorry for that. Yeah, there's also this Sonic app. So if you're talking about tokens, of course, once you deploy your tokens, that's just like the first step. That's like the work of the developer there, yeah. But there's also something that we call liquidity. Like providing actual value for your particular token. Like someone can say you're setting a million dollars for this particular number of tokens, and you're staking your particular liquidity, and you're hoping that when people are going to be starting to use your particular token and trading with it, that you're going to be earning some liquidity fees. So there's always a good thing for liquidity providers, especially when you're talking tokens. But I just wanted to show you here that any token that you created can be able to be swapped. Like for example, let me see yeah, let me look for this particular token. Yeah, let me look for this token. Yeah, like token lists. Yeah, so I'm trying to see how I can import a particular token. Let me see. Yeah, so I want to add this particular token right now on. I want to add it on the on IC swap right now. So I'll just select next. It's an ICRC2 token standard. Yeah, it's here. It's Cardle coin. It's the first coin I had deployed and showed you guys for the sake. So yeah, so I have actually imported Cardle coin. It wasn't listed over here. You can't expect that it's listed automatically, but yeah, here it is. The Cardle coin, I think I set it to, I think it was like this is, yeah, 1 trillion Cardle coins. So if I want to swap this particular token, I can swap it, like for example, for ICP tokens. I can swap this amount, like maximum I want ICP tokens. But as you can see here, it will tell me I have insufficient liquidity for this particular trade. So if you're creating a token, any type of token, depending on whichever platform you're using, you can use Sonic, you can use IC Swap, you can use ICPX, the one we wanted to try to check your particular tokens. Liquidity always has to be provided, and also there's always the staking feature over there, so people can actually stake on your particular token. So if you're creating that, if you're deploying this JP20 token, your hopes are that they're gonna be listed on these exchanges, and they're also gonna be listed like on the most common features that we use, like this ICP swap. I think also Plug Wallet uses ICP swap, and this Lighthouse. Yeah, there's also Lighthouse. Let me also Lighthouse. I'll just let me just share the links on the Telegram group for the sake. Maybe you can just always check them out. These are just particular exchanges that you can hope that your particular token will list in. Yeah. Okay. There's also, yeah. So there's also IC desk. This is basically mostly now if you're coming to trade your particular token. Let me try and connect my wallet. So you can also see that most commonly people use Plug wallet. They also use, let me see which wallet. Yeah, they use Plug. They use NFID. Yeah, and the rest. Yeah, so let me see if I can list my token here. No, it's not here. Request to be added on Sonic using this button. Yeah, let me see if I can add this on Sonic. Okay, Sonic says I use the button below, but I can't actually see particular button. But basically, yeah, that's the whole point. Like, let your token be listed. Like, check your token real time. Using these particular places. Like ICP swap, it's good that even if your token doesn't have liquidity, at least you can see details about it. You can get to actually list it before you get to actually put them out in different exchanges. I'm waiting for ICP Lighthouse to do that. I was showing you Plug Wallet. Yeah, Plug Wallet also has this particular feature. Yeah, let me just also list my token here. Yes, I'll just add this cuddle coin. Canister ID. It's a nice SC2. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. So as you can see, my cuddle coin over here is already listed. So it's always good to just once you deploy your JP20 token, just have them listed on these particular platforms for the sake of you tracking, and you never know. Like for example, if I'm using Plug, if I want to swap this, maybe I'll say I'm swapping ICP for, I can say I'm using Cuddle Coin. Yeah, I think I created it. Yeah, Cuddle Coin. So maybe let's say I know it will also tell me it doesn't have liquidity. Yeah, most likely you'll see pair not found. Yeah, most likely you'll see this because it doesn't have liquidity at the moment, so it's not out there right now. But if I provide liquidity for this particular token, then it can be listed on any exchanges and people can get to buy it. So me as the creator of the token, most likely maybe I'll be gaining from the gas fees, like people sending each other that particular token and stuff. It depends with the particular liquidity platform that you use and the features that they're given. Yes, I think this is done. Yeah, just CD into it. Then yes. Contents. Yeah, so this is a particular Rust code. It has a basic. Hello.
Nilikuwa nauliza like liquidity minimum nini How much is the minimum if I can handle?
Liquidity meaning like the amount of stake, like the amount of money. When you watch that, remember that video we gave you guys for to watch, where that guy created a meme coin, a turbo meme coin, using he created a turbo meme coin using ChatGPT. And when it came to the liquidity part, he actually just posted, and then people were actually giving like $10, $20. People are actually staking their particular, like you stake real money for that particular token, so that you give it value. So that's what it means by liquidity, so that it can be able to be tradable. So I don't know how much you should raise for you to like how much you should raise for you to get enough liquidity. I actually asked that question. I asked some guys that question, from the ICP hub team. So they told me they're gonna share most of that information of how much liquidity you need to raise for your particular token. After the mostly they say they'll share after the minton. When we know which particular coins are gonna be backed up. Hopefully, all tokens that you guys have come up with will be backed up with with enough liquidity. Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically what it means about that. So allow me to just run away from that. But that's a good question as well. I know you guys have the dust coin, and you guys have even come up with the website. You've deployed your token, and I think now you guys are also in that phase whereby now you should be getting liquidity for it. And actually, that's what is gonna happen next. So you're gonna learn more about the liquidity part. It's also gonna come in the when we are incubating your particular meme coin projects. Gonna have a series of experts talk about the liquidity and stuff. Yeah. So basically, my Rust code looks like this. It has a back end and a front end. I won't do anything on the front end, but of course, for the Minton, you're required to create you're required to have a front end, and then also you're required to deploy everything on mainnet. Yeah, so if you're using this approach of you are not doing an ICRC2 token standard, and you actually want to create a DAP20 type of token standard, that means you won't be needing to use platforms such as ICPX and the stuffs, the ones where you just get to pay $1 to deploy your particular DAP20 token. You won't have to be using that. You'll actually be doing the hard code of the token, and then also do the front end, of course, on this front end folder. But our aim here today is here on this particular Rust code. So allow me to actually, I'm gonna borrow some of this because I can't go step by step, but I just want to show you guys something once it actually deploys. Yeah, so this is a whole line of code that basically it just describes what we've been talking about. Like for example, of course, first things is always the importations. Like we usually said, we talked more about this this Rust code importations in our previous classes, so I won't go deep into them. I just want you guys to note something. I'll try to deploy this particular token so that you understand it well. So dfx start, and then Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna deploy considering it has like, I can see some errors over here. But basically, when you check this code, this is a whole 700 lines of code. Like, I don't think we have time for me to explain each, but generally, I can just explain generally how it looks like. So generally, we have some importations for this particular token where we are actually importing, this particular um, where we're actually importing our data from for this particular token. I'm hoping it's gonna deploy. If it doesn't, we're gonna deploy it in our other folder where I got this particular code. Yeah, we have it has different it has of course it has a structure. It has a token metadata where you set the logo, name, symbol, decimal, total supply, owner, and the gas fees. And then, of course, after that, it also has the functions. Like, for example, if if you're creating a logo, so the good thing about this particular code is once you have it, you don't need to change anything. It's now you as the developer to come in and just select. Like, for example, here I can put like if my logo was from a source, I just do like www dot where it is, .com, where it's located. If it's the name of that particular meme coin, maybe let's say Cuddle, you just select it there. You put the symbol. You can put the token number of supply and all that. So it's more like you have a template. It's more like you have a template. So it's you to just input those particular token metadata. But I want us to deploy this, and then I see. I hope it deploys. If it doesn't, we have a backup. Yeah, so let me see if it's gonna deploy. Yeah, so maybe some more things you can be talking about as it's deploying is the liquidity of a token basically is how easily a coin can be bought or sold in the market without affecting the price. So high liquidity means that there's plenty of buyers and sellers, so transactions can be made quickly and with minimal price impact. For meme coins, liquidity is crucial for various reasons. For example, the ease of trading. So high liquidity ensures that holders can easily convert their meme coins to other cryptocurrencies or fiat money. So it's always good to aim for having a higher liquidity in your particular token. It helps also in the gas fees. And then price stability. So more liquidity generally leads to less price volatility, making the coin more attractive to anyone that is using it. I think most likely it always comes to investors. Yeah, most likely it always comes to investors. Yeah, and then there's the market confidence. Of course, a liquid market signals to potential investors that the coin is actively traded and has robust market value, especially on dexes, on these trading pairs and the rest. And then also having high liquidity gives you easy adoption for that particular coin. Yeah, so I can see our code here has an error, but not to worry. I had a backup for it. Okay, let me just. Here it is. Because I just want you guys to see something. So let me just set it to my last. So let me close this. Let me run it from here. fx.clean, yeah, and then yeah, I know from here it's going to deploy. Wait. It's supposed to deploy from the token, from the token. Yes. So basically, what I want it to achieve for me is this. It's already deployed. The candid file. I'm looking for the candid file, which is sorry. Yeah, I'm looking for this token.did file. This is actually the candid file that I wanted to check it out, but I wanted to see it when it's actually deployed. Yeah, let me check this. It's gonna take its time, but when it deploys, you're gonna see like when you deploy any type of canister smart contract on ICP, the candid file will always give you like it gives you the overview of the main code that you inputted. But then now this is it has now been compiled into WebAssembly language, and then it gives you the whole definition. So like for example, this particular Rust code has it's a token, so it gives us a token metadata where it's gonna fetch the gas fees, decimals, owner, the logo, the name, token supply, symbols. So for example, if where I've shown you guys like where to put the name, where to put the maybe where to fetch the particular logo, the symbol of it. If our particular logo was called like for a particular meme coin was called Cuddle, you could have seen here the text is over there, but it's always better. You can either interact with the deployed smart contract on the candid file, or you can always just check it out on the web UI. So I want us to see it on the web UI. It's gonna be easy for understanding. But basically this is what it has achieved. This is the functions that we've inputted. It has the number of holders, it has the deploy time, metadata, history size, how much cycles you need to put, the fees, of course in terms of if you're talking accounts, if the account has insufficient balance, or if you want to allow this particular account to carry out this particular transaction, and then there's always the particular service that it's doing. Now I think now when you always do the default hello world one, it always shows you service like it's a particular canister that does this. So there's the allowance. This one has the DIP20 token, has the allowance, which is done by the principal, the owner of the particular token, the approve function, balance of one decimals. Basically the same things we've been talking about, the logos and stuff. So all that, as you can see, this is just event 65 from a whole 700 lines of code. Let me see. Type E to use that. Sorry guys. Yeah, so let me trend. Okay, I have some error over here. Enter a text, type E to use this particular editor. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna investigate more on it. Um, but this is what I wanted you guys to see. This is basically what the whole session of this class, this candid file. So I've shared this particular repository. Check out this candid file. This is actually what a DAP20 token has. When you check out let me show you so that it's gonna be easy. When you check out the ICRC 220 token standards, as you can see here, it has like archives, call, get blocks. There's the ICRC1 decimals. There's the ICRC1 balance software. The owner is the principal. There's the ICRC1 fee. It's basically the same. I just wanted it to give me an interface like this so that like when I'm calling, it gives me that um, particular result. So, but then I've not been able to achieve that because we have had this particular small error. But I mean, can still understand from this. So everything that is here is just the same as an ICRC2 type of token standard that you see over here. This is a deployed one, but this one has been deployed on the mainnet. As here, we were trying to just deploy this on the local network. Yeah, but I just wanted you guys to basically see what it has, like what does the AP20 token feature has, and it basically has everything that is listed here on the token.did file on the particular candid file of this. Yes, so I'm gonna check what's up with this just after this. Our time is up, and based on where I am, I think I should be leaving. So I won't extend today. I will usually extend like 15 minutes later our stuff. But yeah, so today basically what you learned, at least you learned an overview of what a DAP20 token is. We just basically what features it has, and as you can see, it's literally a repetition of what it's a repetition of what we've been doing in our previous classes. Like a DAP20 token has the same features as a ICSC1 or ICSC2 token standard. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the rest of the major work on you guys. Check out that repository. Holla me in case of anything. I'll also try to solve this deployment issue over here, and then I see what's going on. But yeah, this marks this. Let me try and yeah, this marks our end of our session. Let me stop recording. Oh no, not stop recording. Let me stop sharing. I mean, but yeah, this marks the end of our session. So for those of you who are doing meme coins, of course you guys most of you guys have been doing ICRC2 type of meme coins. So this is more like by the way to you. For those of you who are doing meme coins, we're hoping to see how your meme coins are gonna be coming in. Please be active on the community. Tell us to follow your Twitter. Like Oswar over here has been really bullish on that. And even if you're not taking part in the meme coin, there's still time because the deadline is on 15th. Yeah, the deadline is on 15th, so yes. So you still have enough time, but you'll need a team. You'll need a team for that. I'm trying to just stop screen sharing. Yeah, so thank you guys. Maybe Steve, you can help me on that. Please help me and share my screen also. And I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Maybe next time we're gonna handle the CRC. It's good to just explore these tokens. Because you never know. You never know which one is which. Maybe ICP team might decide, we just want one token standard. So between all of this, which one are you guys choosing? And of course, they'll always have to liaise with developers. Yeah, so thank you for attending this session. Don't take it for granted. And yeah, please, in case of anything, reach out to us. And also, I hope you're taking part in the meme thon. That's what we want. We want meme coins from you guys. Yeah. So bye bye guys. Have a good night.